podcast, an impromptu episode I did not expect to actually happen, and I wanted to wait until everything that was over and done with and to make sure I got everyone on this list because we do have quite a bit of releases, unfortunately. It all started with basically corporate on that, with WWE and as well UFC making that merger complete most recently, and now we have releases from talent as well. Some that I did not expect, and some in a way I kind of did expect. Some it always does suck to actually see someone let go. I'm gonna try not to really speculate and stuff and everything too much, but um, basically saying that even though it does feel like a dark time and it is upsetting, we do have other companies out there, so there will be other places for everyone who did unfortunately lose their job. So we do have the full list, and that starting things off with Mustafa Ali, who is actually going to be a part of No Mercy, dealing with Dominic Mysterio for the North American Championship. I guess I don't know if he's gonna still wrestle on that for that match, and that's supposed to be happening very soon on the 30th for NXT No Mercy. I know Dominic Mysterio is also dealing with Dragon Lee, so maybe Dragon Lee will take the place of Mustafa Ali. So a lot of questions with that. I know Mustafa Ali wanted his release for quite some time, so it is a shame that he didn't, or is not looking to be able to be at No Mercy. I was looking forward to him and Dominic for the North American Championship. Emma, who was released again, unfortunately, especially hearing about Elimination Chamber going to Australia, and she was looking forward to possibly being there, but unfortunately, that's not the case now. I think she actually posted how excited about that update was, and now she's been released, so that's really unfortunate. Definitely does suck. One of the sadder updates, definitely for sure. Elias, which is definitely surprising. We haven't seen far too much of him, which sucks. Um, I was very certain he was going to be coming back at any time, but now it looks like he won't be. Um, I heard that there was a chance he probably wasn't going to come back, it seemed like. Um, but yeah, I definitely will miss Elias. He was definitely one of my favorites. Top Dollar, of course, from Hit Row. Only Top Dollar, which is kind of weird. I don't know if the rest of Hit Row is going to be joining him anytime soon, because that would be weird just having Hit Row with two members now. So some of these are definitely very weird. Rick Boogs, unfortunately, Riddick Moss. Aaliyah, who was looking to just come back and everything, unfortunately didn't come back. And she was trying to come back most recently to Smackdown, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Shelton Benjamin is definitely a shocker. I felt like he would be there for a long time, like he has, but he recently celebrated, I want to say, 20 years of being with WWE. Definitely one of my favorites of all time. So I like how everyone else was saying that this doesn't have to be the end, and there's going to be other opportunities, and they'll be fine. So I did like that. So we'll see what happens with Shelton Benjamin. Dolph Ziggler, another big name that I thought would be there for a long time, and he was too, for a very long time. So definitely one of my favorites and everything. And really interested to see what they be going for both of them actually. Marseille and Mansoor definitely sucks on that since they were with Maxine and everything at one point, and I thought they were going to be able to do more, especially in the tag division. That would be cool. Dana Brooke, that one definitely pretty much hurts on that, and she was just dealing with being a heel and everything. It seems like at NXT and being there pretty frequently. So that sucks. Even though she was on the main roster and went back to NXT, she was definitely holding her own. Commander Aziz, aka Deborah Cato, also released. Of course, he was with Apollo Crews at one point. We had Shaky release, Quincy Elliott, Branson Montana, Melissa and Leon, which definitely sucks since they recently had the tag team back and everything after dealing with injury. I'm not too sure if it was her or a partner on that, but I was really liking them a part of the women's tag division. I feel like they would definitely be on the main roster in the future and be tag team champions. But unfortunately, she was released. I think she asked for her release, to my knowledge, but I could be wrong on that. So if anyone knows more on that, definitely leave that in the comments. Danielle MacArthur was released. Kevin Vitera Cortez, Alexis Gray, and Brooklyn Brawler. And to my knowledge, Iki Manjiro unfortunately was released as of right now. So I think I got everybody. I don't know if there's any more at this time. So I'll definitely try and keep tabs of that. And if anyone else was released over time, I will mention that and do my best on a podcast episode. So that was everything there. So there's definitely opportunities for them to go elsewhere, not just WWE anymore. We got AEW. I know a lot of people like to mention AEW a lot, but that's not just AEW. We got Impact Wrestling, MLW, NWA, and even the smaller companies. Most recently, in an upcoming documentary, they had their documentary and everything put out on Netflix. Highly recommend that. Been enjoying watching that. So there's the smaller companies as well. So wrestling is really looking interesting, even though some people get let go and stuff like that. There's a lot more opportunities whether they decide to stay in wrestling or they actually check out other opportunities outside of wrestling. So there's always that. In other news, we have Smackdown looking to be moving to the USA at some point in October. Actually, very soon, within the next couple of weeks. That's interesting to say the least. I know SmackDown over time has moved to different networks and everything. So with that, what's going to be happening on NXT? Looks like they could be moving to maybe to NBC or something like that. So a little bit of a change, a switch up for SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, especially with their, I guess you can say like uh, upcoming new season that tends to happen in the fall, I believe. So a lot, especially happening with news updates in terms of WWE and UFC merger and everything. A lot's going on at this point news-wise. So um, I'm happy that I was able to bring news updates back, whether they're part of the reviews or just their own actual podcast episode. So what are your thoughts on not only WWE and UFC merger, but with also with the releases? What are your thoughts on SmackDown and Raw and NXT? What do you think is going to be happening with that? All that and more, I'll leave that in the comment section. If you're watching on the YouTube version, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and as well as the notification bell to stay updated for all things in the Hot Seat Podcast. Check out the link tree, all that and more with all that good stuff. And I'll catch everyone next time for the next episode of the In the Hot Seat Podcast.